another case. I just thought, why not another case? This is the Puppet Master. That's what his name is. I've never seen this. Killer sets up the most elaborate murder plan to kill a woman. This is by Rod Mango, so yes. But
nice.
This was another case. So I do.
Rockville Police!
The RP said there was a stalker. Oh.
82 days before the murder, there is a break-in. And in the event of a break-in, usually something is going to be stolen from the house. Most times, it's going to be whatever that is within reach and is the most valuable. Nobody is breaking and entering, risking jail time to steal a can opener and the remainder of your laundry detergent. They want electronics, they want cash, they want things that they can resell and make money from. This is a literal cash grab with a side of trespassing. That's what most break-ins are. It's devastating, but at least you know that the motive is very clear. Whoever did this wants money, they're committing atrocious crimes to make money. But what if someone breaks into your house and they take something that is not of monetary value? They don't steal the $1,000 iPad that's in clear view, or the phone, or the car. They steal your journal that you write in every single day. It's not a password book. You don't have some sort of ledger for Bitcoin in there. It's just like your deepest inner thoughts, leather-bound journal that financially would fetch no more than $10 on the market resold. Or what if someone breaks in and you check the entire house up and down, nothing's been taken, nothing. And it's not like they didn't have time. And then you walk by the console under your TV and there's the picture frame, the picture of your entire family that you framed last year during Christmas. The frame is still there, but the photo is gone. They had time to take the photo out of the frame, but they didn't take anything else? No valuables? What are they planning on doing with the picture? Or you go upstairs to try and collect yourself. You're about to shower and in the drawer, your hairbrush is gone. It's missing. Or maybe they take that one magnet that you have on the refrigerator that you bought during your first time going to Yosemite. What the hell are they gonna do with that? Or any of these things. These are the things that will keep people up at night. It's not just like the random violation of someone breaking into your home, which is typically the only private place that people can truly feel safe. But it's the fact that you don't know who did it. You don't know why they did it. It's clearly not for money. Then what is it for? Are they gonna come back? For the Krug family house in Colorado, it's even more alarming than all of those. Daniel Krug, the father of 3 kids and husband of Christine Krug, calls 911. Daniel's standing at the end of his driveway talking to the officer, and he's explaining, as I pulled in, I saw someone run out, jump over my gate, and take off that way. Like, he walked in on this trespassing, on someone breaking and entering.
I didn't think to call you until my wife got home recently, and we realized the spare key that we keep in the garage isn't there.
If someone breaks into your house and they only take the spare key, the only reason they would do that is to come back later. But to do what? Over the course of the next 82 days, it will be like the person who broke into that house never even left the house. Strange things are gonna start to happen to the Krug family, almost driving them to the point of being completely paranoid. And then finally, one of them is going to be killed in that very house. Rotten Mango to support the National Network to End Domestic Violence. They are a nonprofit dedicated to ending relationship, workplace, and stalking violence. This episode's partnerships have also, as always, full show notes, so viewer discretion is advised. And please take care, take breaks, and with that, let's get into it. When you read a lot of fiction books, there's going to be patterns that you're noticing. And it's not just like the tropes. It could be the 7-point structure, the hero's journey. Save the cat is like a popular one. It's the outline of the story. And oftentimes, I highly doubt authors are even using outlines like this.
Save the cat?
It's like a storyline. A lot of movies and books follow this exact point progress. It's like the progression of a story.
Like third chapter breakup?
Yes, like a third chapter breakup that I always complain about. It's like that. But like third chapter breakup is maybe more so a trope, but this would like fit into the whole from start to finish. There's almost like an outline of ups and downs. And it's very interesting. I think it's because humans are comfort creatures. We enjoy stories with similar journeys, similar endings. The point is, if you read a lot of bad fiction, you notice these frameworks. If you read a lot of good fiction, which most fiction is good, you won't even notice these frameworks because they either don't follow it to a T or they do it so well that it just feels like a brand new story in a brand new world. But ultimately, most books can be boiled down to the 3-act structure, which is how I'm going to boil down this case for you. Not because I think that this is reminiscent of a fictional storyline, but because somebody involved in today's case thought that their plan would play out like the movies. They even mention movies and fiction multiple times. Act 1 is the promise. You get thrown into the world and you don't really know what's going on. And the Krug family house sits in the middle of a residential neighborhood where all the neighbors are closely stationed nearby. Their houses are very close in proximity. The streets are smaller, the sidewalks are well maintained, people like to walk their pets outside. It's the neighborhood that a lot of the houses decorate for Christmas, and at night you have to close your blinds, otherwise the red and green, not so jolly anymore. They're gonna drive you crazy when you're trying to sleep, but not December of 2023. Something happens in the neighborhood. As the Christmas lights are going off, police are stationed behind "do not cross" yellow tape. It's been like that for a while. Eventually, a neighbor stops the car in front of an officer and asks, "Are we safe?"
We live in the neighborhood. Are we safe?
Neighbors are asking, are we safe? I mean, it's a good question, considering in one of the houses that looks just like the others on the outside, it's like a regular, nice family suburban home, there is one family that is preparing for something. That's what it feels like. They have a whole gun safe filled with weapons, and there's schedules to go learn and how to use these guns. They have family codes. These are not just shared between parents, but with the children. Orange means caution, near normal operations. Red, high alert, limit visitations.
Like they're talking to each other. Today is code orange, or right now it's code red.
Yeah, or like certain activities are orange, red, nuclear, and they wrote it down.
What
Okay.
causes that to start doing
Nuclear
that?
means lockdown, separate locations, active threat. I think it is a pretty good idea to teach kids about active threats and what to do in case of emergencies, but the level at which this particular family is preparing, it seems like there is an imminent threat that they know about, not just like a potential what if. The whole family has to know, and they have all these thorough, well thought out plans on how to keep everyone safe. On a separate piece of paper, it reads, needs gun training, add walking lights, add fence lights, add outdoor cameras, add front door security, protection orders in place, trim landscaping for visibility, add extra security system, replace sliding glass door with regular doors. What are they preparing for? And do the neighbors know? Like, are they all preparing for the same thing? Why are all the neighbors scared too? December 14th, there is a wellness check being done at the Krug house. The officer goes to the front door to knock, and there's someone there, just standing in front of the front door. A woman in a big puffer jacket.
Outside or inside?
Outside. And she looks a little startled. Oh, I'm their neighbor, and they called me. They're like, can you go see if she'll answer the door? So a neighbor was asked to check up on the residents of this house too. And she's like, you got it from here. She walks off. The officer starts knocking on the door. Nobody responds. He peers inside the window. I mean, the rest of the house and the property, it seems completely normal.
Is there police cam footage of these?
Yes.
Okay.
According to his official report later, he's looking through the front door window. Nothing is amiss. There's no coffee table that's been overturned, no broken glass. There's nothing. According to his official report later, quote, everything looked orderly, quiet. I gave the door a loud knock. He says that he thought whoever he's checking in on probably isn't even home right now, and he's about to drive off in the patrol car when he decides, I'm just gonna see if there's a car inside the garage to be extra thorough. The Krug family garage has those windows at the very top of the garage that let sunlight in, but they're so high up that you can't even really tippy-toe and see into them. So the officer walks back down to his car, and just when it seems like he's about to drive off, he drives his car right up to the garage, climbs on top of his car so that he can get up to a height to peer through the garage windows, and as he's balancing and peering through the window, he's shining a flashlight through. And according to the officer's police report, he says he very quickly sees a woman lying on the garage floor, and she is very clearly not moving.
I got a female down in the garage.
He says he quickly gathers the woman is very close to the steps that lead into the house. So she's not close to the garage door that slides up and down. She's close to the door that goes into the house. She has a winter coat on, the hood is pulled over her head, but her face is showing, so she's lying on her back, and she's really, really still. He immediately radios in 151, send medical, and 110, I need a forced entry. I got a female down in the garage. He runs to the front, kicks open the front door, books it to the garage. He's not even clearing the house. He doesn't know if somebody else is in the house. The first words to come out of his mouth when he opens that garage door is, holy shit, shit, holy shit. And it sounds like he's trying to calm himself down from the panic.
Oh, shit. Holy shit.
According to the report, I noted a significant amount of blood, which appeared to be fresh, noted by the bright red color. The blood is running down the wall, and the woman's head is about 2 feet away from the wall. So there seems to be some sort of blood splatter or a traumatic event enough that blood would end up on the wall. There's more blood underneath her head. According to the report, he says he very quickly sees that she's clearly not moving, and he gathers, okay, so she's close to the steps, and there's blood on the wall, there's blood on her. It seems like she probably might not be alive. This is a life-threatening, fatal amount of blood. He's calling for backup, he's calling for paramedics, he's administering CPR, and he's trying to gather as much information as possible. Initially, he realizes that there's trauma near her right temple, but because of all of the victim's hair, he can't make out what is causing the bleeding. He just knows that she's bleeding. It could have been a fall. Her neck is kind of slanted to the left. It could indicate a broken neck. It also could have been from a small caliber weapon, but he can't be sure. So if it was like not a small caliber weapon, it probably would have left a certain type of fragmentation to the head that he would have been able to quickly identify. So he's so unclear about what even caused this. All he knows is he's not picking up a pulse. He opens the big garage door that leads out into the driveway because he just got radioed in that paramedics are about to pull up. So he wants them to have direct access into the garage because every second is life or death. He opens the big garage doors, and instead of uniformed officers or medics, there's an older woman softly walking towards the opening of the door, and she catches him performing CPR. She catches a glimpse of someone laying on the garage floor covered in blood, and his report reads, "It appeared to me the woman was either a neighbor or a relative. She was visibly upset, clearly seeing me perform CPR. I quickly asked the woman to stay away from the garage, knowing other officers were coming into the area. I requested via radio that they contact this woman and escort her from the garage."
Hello, ma'am. I need you to stay out, please. Next to you today, interrupt this apparent relative that's on scene, please.
It seems like she's freaking out. There's multiple angles of this, of the older woman walking up to the garage, but it seems like she takes a step back and then she wants to go forward, but then probably her logic is like, no, let the police officer do the medical help. You're not going to be helpful. So then she eventually walks down away from the garage door down the driveway.
How old is this woman?
I would say maybe 60s, 70s.
Oh, wow.
I mean, this is a family member who just walked in at the precise time that her loved one is on the floor, on the garage floor, covered in blood, and an officer is performing CPR.
Does she see exactly who's down there?
Yeah. And it's not an accident, and it's not a coincidence. All of this was planned. Even her showing up at that exact moment was planned by somebody else. She's escorted away from the garage, and all the backup officers arrive at the scene. Paramedics rush in, and they realize it's not a head wound that they're working with. I mean, she does have a head wound, but that's not the only thing. Under her thick winter coat, there's one mark, and she has been stabbed near the heart. Who would want someone in the Krug family dead? And does this have anything to do with the break-in that happened 82 days ago? Act 2 of a fictional story usually is the confrontation. It's the structured escalation. It's kind of the why. Why are we even talking about any of this? 35 days before the murder, there is a text message sent to Christine Krug. Saw you Christine is the mother of 3 and the wife of Daniel Krug. So 82 days before the murder, Daniel Krug calls the police and is like, hey, I just saw some guy break into our house and I talked to my wife and we realized the only thing stolen was our spare key.
I saw someone, I think it was a guy, but it was so fast.
Yeah.
Blue jeans, gray shirt, run out, jump over my gate, and take off that way. Everything seems to be there
Okay.
except a spare key.
The house key. Okay.
35 days before the murder, so this is after the break-in, Christelle Krug gets a text message. Saw you at dentist. I like clean teeth for my COCK. You got me so horny and slutty in my car, so I nutted on yours. See you soon.
Ugh.
Christelle is like the dentist. How would anybody know that she's at the dentist? Christelle checks her car for a tracker or anything else, and there's nothing. I mean, she hasn't posted on social media. She's barely online these days. She values privacy over everything else since the stalking started. She took down all her personal photos, family photos. How would they even know that she's at the dentist?
This is a stalker.
That's
Yeah.
disgusting.
And this is not the first message?
No, she's been getting messages all month long.
He said he nutted on hers?
Yes, on her car.
On her
but
car.
this is the first time the
Exactly.
stalker is like, I saw you at the dentist at this time. And she knows there's no way. It's not even just a message of like, you know, the stalker was saying all things like, I'm going to kidnap you. You should leave your husband for me. But now it's very specific.
for the-
I
thank
saw
you for the
you
follow.
at the dentist.
On
Was she?
YouTube.
Yeah. And the dentist plaza has like a ton of other businesses in the same plaza. So if someone even just tracked her phone, it would be unclear which business or establishment she's visiting. How would they know specifically she went to the dentist that day unless they're tracking her car or they're watching her in person? Then another message. He doesn't deserve you. You know it. He that big house you
Ew, this is just disgusting.
belong with me. I'll get rid of him and then we can be together. So easy. The stalker sends another message. They have random security. They let me park and walk right into his building. Been there for weeks. Give me the signal and he won't come home. Every married bitch I ever banged wanted to get rid of their husbands. I'll do it for us. Help me get rid of him and then we can be together, just like you want. I'm planning a big birthday party for you. Just you, me, and 20 friends. I know you're a dirty slut and I'll treat you right. You can be slutty with me and I'll take you. You don't want the fake married life. You want to be dirty and I will save you.
So these are all sent like separate times?
Yeah. Halloween is probably the scariest message to date. It's a picture of Christelle's husband, Daniel, while he's leaving work. This your husband? Drives like slow old lady. Can't believe you want to suck his dick, but not mine. He needs to drive safe. Don't want to clear rubber hose in his tailpipe, does he?
What exactly is the photo like?
It's of Daniel getting out of his car going into the work.
How far is it? Very close by?
Really close. It's like if someone were to park nose in and then I were to drive right by and take a picture out my window. It's not from 5 parking spaces away. It's like if you're at a Trader Joe's and you're driving by one of the parked cars and you just stick your hand towards the passenger seat and take a photo.
What was like the first message though that she received? Are you gonna go over that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, whoever the stalker is, they're now following the entire family. But how? It's like they have eyes and ears everywhere. How do you follow an entire 5-person family? 4 days later, a picture of a man's private parts come in with the question, what do you think? It's only escalating. And this all started October 2nd, 2023. So the break-in happens earlier than this, but the very first message comes in October 2nd, 2023. Christelle gets this. It's, hi, Christelle. It's Anthony. Hope it's okay I looked you up. I go to Boulder, Colorado, every few weeks, and I thought we could hook up. Christelle doesn't respond, mainly because it's like a really odd message from an old friend of hers. It's her old high school boyfriend. Christelle is now married. She has 3 kids. One of them, I think, is in high school now.
Like
Who's
20
thinking
years
about
ago.
who's thinking about their high school boyfriend from decades ago? It's not like they have the same circle of friends either. He knows she married a guy named Krug and they have 3 kids together. Why would she even meet up with him? They haven't even spoken in so long. But the next day, another message. Are you there? You should say yes when I offer a pity fuck. Whatever. Saw your pictures, you got fat, but your loser husband won't fuck your fat. You should kill yourself.
That just second day?
Yeah.
Oh,
But it's not just text messages. Emails are coming in. Your license plate expired. Gotta fix that. She checks. Her license plate is expired. You and
Oh,
your
it's
husband
him.
down to Eiffel Tower? Then the dentist messages, and Christelle starts feeling rightfully paranoid. But there's also nothing that indicates that somebody is following her. I mean, she's been tracking what cars have been on the street outside her house, all normal cars that always pass by, nothing abnormal. I would imagine that there's more than one exit out of the neighborhood, so if Christelle switches it up each time, then how would he even follow her out? Christelle calls an officer to the house to check out her car. There's nothing, there's no tracker, there's nothing. But they can't even do anything, even though every day there's a new message. If it's not from the stalker, it's from somebody else. Like a text message from someone else, seemingly unrelated. Hi, saw your post on Ion Canto. Are you still looking for some men to join you? So I guess it's like a
group text.
Yeah. Christelle responds, can you tell me which ad this was for? About you wanting a train? I believe someone may have taken out an ad with my number. Could you share the link or the title of the ad, please? No response.
Wow.
The entire Krug family has this heightened sense of anxiety about all of this. I mean, the pictures, the stalking, the threats, it's just starting to become overwhelming. They try to track down the number sending the messages. It only leads them to other dead ends, and the stalker keeps switching numbers. Sometimes the messages would have thinly laced threats of kidnapping Christelle, killing Daniel. This seemingly very normal suburban family, the Krugs, they start changing their entire lifestyles. They have lockdown protocols in the house. They're installing cameras outside around the house. Christelle is getting a concealed carry license. She's learning how to shoot guns. Daniel, the husband, he's freaking out. Daniel's kind of a geeky guy. He's the type at work where if he has his work credentials on a tag that he clips onto a backpack, he will do these elaborate swirls in front of like the key card readers to hit his backpack on it rather than get like a retractable lanyard of some sort. And this is not like me trying to give you an analogy of his personality. I literally saw him do this. So it's like, that's what he does. That's the type of kind of geeky energy that he has.
What does he do?
He works for the Department of Public Health for accounting.
He's an accountant?
Yeah, for the government. During an interview with the police, because Christelle and Daniel have talked to the police frequently about this stalker.
And what does she do?
She is a bioengineer, but I believe that she is a full-time mom at this point. She was focused on engineering. Everyone that has spoken about Christelle says she was just like whip smart. So smart. Yeah. And like even the way that, because we FOIA had requested this case, the way that she was able to log each of the stalker's messages, I mean, she was methodical about it. She did not play games. She would have these ways of calming herself down. Even when she talks to Detective Martinez, which is the officer that's helping her with catching the stalker, she even tells him, like, she has folders. She's presenting all the evidence to him. And she's telling him, I know the whole point is to freak me out. So I'm trying to keep that in mind.
So she's like logging all of these. So the police saying there's nothing they could do about this?
The police have put out warrants for these cell phone companies to get extra data. But these cell phone companies, they're very sensitive about giving out any sort of information until it's too late.
Is it like a known caller or is it a fake number?
Yeah, it's like text now numbers where you can generate like a Google number.
Right.
And then if you give a warrant to Google, they're going to stall until maybe somebody's dead, then you can get an expedited warrant to catch a killer. But at that point, it's kind of too late.
Yeah.
During an interview with the police, Daniel is just saying like,
I went to the grocery store briefly on Tuesday, and someone behind me dropped a can, and I panicked. So what am I doing? I'm panicking, and I'm doing a shit job of protecting my wife.
it just seems like this whole family is falling apart because of this stalker. Christelle, on the other hand, she's not putting up with this. She's ready to go to war for her safety, as she should. She gets the meeting with Martinez. Martinez even says she came into the interview room and just kind of took over and just told me everything. Like, this is what's happening. She's bringing out papers, files, documents. She got a full-blown report from the PI.
The first message saying this is from Anthony, right?
Yeah.
That's the first person of interest. And
yes. And she got a PI to track all of his addresses, all of his associated phone numbers, but they keep moving from different parts of the state. She's handing this all to the police, all of this. And she's like, this is my ex-boyfriend from high school.
Okay, so like, is it the boyfriend? Or is it like, I don't know, like, is it the boyfriend or, wow. Literally like she came prepared. I thought at first it was the husband. I thought the husband was trying to, because it's always the husband. But when he popped in saying your tags are expired, then I'm like, oh, it's the high school boyfriend. Because obviously, like, he's jealous that he never ended up with his high school sweetheart. But what if the husband and, like, is controlling these people? Like, what if the husband is telling everybody what to do? Like, he's orchestrating it. Like, he's, like, the big boss and, like, everyone around him, you know? Like, do I sound crazy? Like, the husband is causing everybody to do this. Like, he's, I feel like it's always the husband, no matter what. Do y'all agree? Like, I think that's just it. Like, I personally think that the husband is causing it all. I don't know.
This is his name. I think this is his current address. Officer Martinez opted not to go talk to Anthony because his problem was there's not enough to arrest him. So if they go and talk to him without arresting him, that could set him off.
Okay. What
so
else?
They need to gather more information. They need to wait for these phone companies to come in with the data to have enough evidence to arrest him. So Officer Martinez is like, I mean, I could go talk to him, but if I don't have that evidence, I can't arrest him. So we don't know what he's going to do after we stop talking to him.
Because that they only have a message saying that's his name, but there's not evidence linking it to his number.
Yeah. So they have a message saying, hi, it's Anthony. And then all...
Oh, then it's definitely the husband. What? If they can't link it directly to Anthony, it's definitely the husband. Only the husband would know. The husband did it. The husband did it.
Crazy messages.
Oh, well,
and then
definitely.
a PI who separately finds Anthony's home address. Right. There's no evidence to say that that is Anthony. Anyone could send a message and say, hey, it's Stephanie Sue. But like, you have no evidence that it's Stephanie Sue, right? So he's like, I could go talk to him, but if it is Anthony, that could set him off.
Right.
Like, he could go crazy after that, and I don't know if that's a good risk. Do I agree with that kind of sentiment? I don't know, but that's how the laws are. So I would say blame the laws more than Officer Martinez. I don't know, maybe I'm too personally invested. There's a lot of body cam footage, and there's a lot of footage of people, family members rightfully initially being upset with Officer Martinez, but later all of Christiel's family have come out, and it seems like Officer Martinez took it very hard. So we'll get into it, but because the way the laws are set up, it's not like Martinez doesn't want to go and talk to him. It's not like he's being lazy. It's more so, I can't even arrest the guy.
And I keep trying to remind myself, this is intending to be terrorizing. This is intending to scare me. Yeah. So like, I'm like, okay, take a deep breath. Yeah. Take it back. Yeah.
Christiel tells her family members, it's either going to be me or him that's dead. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure it's not me. If this were a fictional story, which it's not, and again, the only reason we're comparing it to one is because there's somebody in this case that thinks that this is going to play out just like the movies, is going to be this theatrical, beautiful, cinematic ending, and it's not. But Act 3 is the resolution. It's typically where everything collides together, the clues start clicking into place, the story's central question is answered, usually who did it and why. At the Krug house, backup officers, paramedics have all arrived, but it is too late for Christiel Krug. She's dead. She's been killed. Someone stabbed her in the heart in her own garage. One by one, all the family members are arriving to the house. Christiel's mother was the one that saw when the garage first opened.
That was her own mom outside?
Yeah, that was Christiel's mother, and she is now being comforted on the street by the neighbor in the puffer coat. Nobody knows if Christiel is dead yet. The officers don't want to tell the family members until everybody's gathered. Christiel's dad, Lars, arrives. Christiel's brother, Lars Jr., arrives. Her sister-in-law, Kate, arrives. The last person that they need to wait for is Christiel's husband, Daniel. Thankfully, all the kids are in school. The police don't want to tell anyone until they're all gathered. Daniel's the last to arrive, and he parks further away because there's cop cars all surrounding the house. He runs up to the cops. They're telling him, back up. Under no circumstances are you going into that garage right now.
My house. Hey, stay back, stay back, stay back, stay back. This is my house. I understand.
He freaks out. They tell him family's on the side. He books it to the family. Nobody's giving him information. Finally, an officer walks over and lets them know that she's gone. Daniel's on the ground, he's on his knees, he's sobbing. Even Christile's mom is comforting him because there's just a lot of guilt coming in. Daniel is hyperventilating, saying things like, I didn't protect her, I was supposed to protect her.
I was supposed to protect her.
Christile's autopsy states that she was attacked from
That
behind with a
sounds
blunt
fake. I don't
object,
know. That's
bludgeoned
not real.
in the head, rolled over before being stabbed in the heart. All everyone knows is, unless the police catch this guy, Daniel Krug is probably next. And if this were a fictional story,
Actually, now that I think about it, how is it the husband if someone took a picture of him and sent it? You know? Unless he propped it, ran, and then got the car to have it like that. But like then I'm thinking like maybe he hired someone to be like, I don't know.
if this played out like the movies, this is where the resolution would come in. They would all find the guy, Anthony, the guy that's texting and stalking Christile. They would arrest him and all the questions would get answered. Anthony's a bad guy. He'll get what's coming to him. The story isn't happy at the end because how is it going to be happy? But you get to see Anthony rot in jail. But this is not like the movies or the books. I mean, this is real life. It never happens that way. Through the body cam footage of the officers at the Krug's house, there's this one away from the family members, away from the neighbors, and one of the officers tells the others,
Yeah, I don't know the backstory. Husband said there was a dude who's been stalking her and threatened to kidnap her.
Where's this
And
dude
Martinez
from?
was involved, and Martinez just said, hey, this is a
Gym or
big old...
something?
I don't know, dude. I don't know the history on that part. Martinez does, though, and he said he's coming in. So,
Okay.
like I told him, you can see if Butler needs photos with this big old house. Other than that, we're just kind of securing the scene and waiting for detectives, you know?
they all point to the blue piece of tape. So over the Google Nest camera on the front door, there's a blue piece of tape covering the camera.
It's like a Ring camera, right?
Yeah, and they just covered someone came and covered it with blue tape. And the cop is like, did you do that? The guy's like, no. So they're like, that's interesting. It's really interesting. The officer that first arrived at the scene, obviously adrenaline was rushing once he saw a woman down in the garage, but he said that when he kicked the front door, he didn't feel a lot of resistance. He doesn't think that it was dead bolted. Like maybe there was a lock, like the bottom lock, but it wasn't dead bolted. Maybe just the handle was locked. But the most interesting conversation the police have, away from the ears of family members and neighbors, is that this is still an active investigation. We're going to treat every single person here as a potential suspect. That night at the police station, Daniel, Christile's husband, is about to leave after answering questions, along with the rest of Christile's family. So they're all coming in for interviews. And he turns, and before he leaves the police station, he stops in the police lobby, and he's talking to one of the officers, and he says,
He took my children's mother for Christmas. They're never gonna get out of it. I don't care if you capture them. I don't care if you kill them.
Huh?
Find them. Don't just assume it's me. Keep looking.
What?
what do you...
Don't just assume it's me.
Yeah, what do you mean, assume it's me? Daniel is Christile's husband. Daniel says so himself. I've seen the movies. It's always the husband, isn't it? But you need to find him. Inside the Krug house, near one of the action plans, in case the stalking escalates, there's a tiny little post-it sticking to a bookshelf, and it reads, "Whoever fights monsters should see to it that in the process he does not become a monster. If you stare long enough into the abyss will gaze back into you." Nietzsche.
Handwritten?
Handwritten. What does any of this mean? Informing the adults of the Krug family of Christile's murder is one thing. To inform her 3 kids is a totally different situation. And this happens to be one of the... Okay, like I could... Sometimes words are very bland. I feel like the words heartbreaking, gut-wrenching, horrendous, heinous, they're all pretty empty at this point. I think it's just so shitty. I believe it's the eldest daughter. She's in high school, and she already knows that something is wrong before police and family members come to pull her out of school. She's in the guidance counselor's office when the first officer shows up, and she's explaining like she saw a lot happen through her phone because this family has been stalked. They likely all have access to the phone cameras, and she's like in high school, so definitely she does, and they're probably all alert, watching for any suspicious activity, and she's crying, and she says,
"My phone notified me of my house cameras going off. There was police at my house."
There was police at the house and an ambulance, and there was a stretcher. I couldn't bring myself to see who was on the stretcher, so I called mom and dad. My dad picked up, and he's crying and he like wouldn't tell me what's going on. He told me to shut off my phone and my aunt is coming here to pick me up. So the officer is trying to gather intel because the officer knows everything that's happened too.
What has been going on at home?
So this dude has been threatening my mom, stalking her, taking photos of my dad, saying that he's gonna kill him. Do we know who this person is? One of her exes, I don't know his name. Like an ex-boyfriend? Yeah. And they broke up a while ago. They ended it as friends, so this has all come as like a really big shock to my mom. But she mentions to the police officer, he's been contacting her from different numbers, sending pictures of my dad, saying that he's gonna kill him. He hasn't mentioned anything about me and my siblings yet, which is good. He posted something to a website trying to recruit guys to help him with whatever plan he's going, and he's been contacting my mom through all of this. And so my mom has contacted the police, and she has like a whole bunch of people on this case. But the thing is, he's making it sound like she's helping him and she's not. So we're really afraid that the police are gonna turn on us. So she's been trying to protect herself. So she has a gun and she's in the process of getting her concealed carry license so that she can protect herself and us. And then yeah, when I saw the camera, I assumed that she would have to use that gun. She tells the officers that my parents don't have the best relationship. It's not violent whatsoever. They just haven't been getting along. They won't get a divorce. They say it's for the children, it's best for us, but at least I know their marriage isn't doing the best. Like, it's never bad enough for her to pair up with this guy. So she's explaining the stalker is making it seem like Christelle and the stalker are gonna kill Daniel so that they can run off together. And this little girl, like the daughter, is like, that's not, like, I'm telling you, like, my mom would never do that, please.
Right. So she is kind of thinking that the mom was self-defensing her, like,
yeah, and maybe killed the stalker.
Whoa.
Throughout this, she's breaking down, and because in the FOIA request, it's all blurred, thankfully, but you actually see the moment when the kids are told. I'm not going to include it. But I think it's important to know it's like a very heavy moment because all of this the importance of that comes full circle later. There's almost this speculation, from the daughter at least, that the stalker was trying to kill the dad and make it seem like the mom was part of it, trying to frame the mom. Whoever's out there stalking Christelle, it is not their first time. It's not their first time creating multiple identities and creating multiple phone numbers and changing their locations just so they could stalk a woman. And there is a lot of potentials to debate here. The messages showed that the stalker would have an idea of what their end result was going to be and then completely change their mind and then think about something else. At first, they want to kidnap Christelle and likely hold her captive. There are messages of kidnapping her and then the stalker believing that Christelle would finally be happy with him. Or if that's too hard, they could just kill Christelle. Maybe that's the better plan. Or how about they kill Daniel, Christelle's husband, and frame Christelle for it? That way Christelle won't have anyone. She'll have to come to him, her stalker, right? A nationwide arrest warrant is put out for Anthony, the ex-boyfriend, the stalker. And while they're looking for him, a woman named Carrie is brought into the police station. She explains the same exact thing happened to her during her breakup. I mean, this was a long time ago. So this was when she was in college. So like 15 years ago. And she says, I broke up with him a couple months into my freshman year and he was pretty emotional. I would say sort of desperation would maybe be the word I would use to describe him after the breakup. Of just kind of like, please don't do this, kind of crying, that sort of thing that I can recall. And then I started to get messages from his roommate. That person's name is Tom. And she starts getting these messages and quote, and I know Tom is real because they're roommates. If I called him, sometimes Tom would pick up the phone and they had like a joint phone in a joint room. She says that Tom would message her talking about how her ex wasn't doing well because of the breakup and maybe was gonna be injured. But then turns out Tom isn't Tom. I mean, Tom is real, but Carrie says Tom's messages were being sent by her ex-boyfriend to try and push her closer to her ex again. They're not from the real Tom. They're not from the real roommate. The stalker also created other identities to try and separate her and isolate her from her friends. It kind of ruined her entire college life. Ultimately, all the leads led back to a public library. Even though she and one of the officers that she was working with, I mean, they knew who it was the ex-boyfriend, they just didn't have enough evidence to get him. And so the police were like, okay, and your ex-boyfriend is Daniel Krug.
Damn.
Like, what an idiot I feel like I was after all of this. Because, like you said,
What? I'm thinking she's talking about Anthony. Oh, I knew it was him. He thought this was a fan fiction?
read through all this and go, well, duh, it's Dan, but when you're in it, you just become so, like, almost crazed by it. You don't know who it is or...
So this lady, Carrie, right? She showed up by herself, or was she...
Police brought her in Daniel's sealed records. There was an incident between her and him in college. And the police are like, what are the odds that Christelle was being stalked and Daniel has an ex-girlfriend from college that was stalked by Daniel?
Oh, she was stalked.
Yeah.
She wasn't just...
No. She got these threatening messages, weird messages from all sorts of people that were not the people they claimed to be.
From decades ago. That's...
Yeah.
Wow. Now, the police, did they suspect him from the get-go, or was it... Well, how did they even go down that path?
They suspected him the minute that he came into the police station. Because it's like the movies.
I don't get why he keeps saying like the movie. My goodness. How many actually got in here?
A lot of people will tell you that the smartest murder is the one that you have never heard of yet, because that's the whole point. It goes undetected. But a lot of people have been calling this case the smartest, most calculated murder in recent history. The months of planning, creating fake identities, using fake phone numbers, IP addresses, buying multiple gift cards, and it all falls apart with the acting. It's like a B-grade movie. It's like the type of dialogue that you really only read in a book. Daniel Krug thinks that the police are onto him. He thinks that they're just trying to look at him as the suspect.
He looks like he did it. He looks like he really does look like he did it. Like,
I mean, yeah, they're still trying to find Anthony, the ex-boyfriend, but they've also just spent hours interviewing Daniel after Christelle's body was found. Hours. All the other family members were let out early. Why is Daniel the only one staying behind? They're asking him in-depth questions that can only point to them being suspicious of him, and when they finally let him go at the end of the night, Daniel's about to leave the police station, and he turns to the officers and he says,
I want to decide who did this. Because I know it. You don't believe that? Fine. Just don't stop looking elsewhere. Focus on me. Okay? I'm the f***er who did this. Are you married? With kids? Divorced? Right behind you. I don't care if you capture him. I just want the f***er to pay. He took my children's mother for Christmas.
it does seem like crappy
They're never gonna
vibes,
get over
like
that.
a Tubi movie type.
And with
of
that,
vibes.
he walks out of the police station. It's like straight out of a James Patterson novel. Nobody talks like that in person. Nobody whispers like that in person. It's very odd. I also think that we as people recently have given too much grace to the phrase everyone responds to grief differently. It's true. I think it's very true. But some things, if they are sending your radars off, if your gut is saying, okay, this is so bizarre. It's not even just like, oh, I probably wouldn't behave like that if I were grieving. But like, wow, I'm so shocked and thrown off by this. I don't think that we should all just chalk it up to, well, everyone responds to grief differently. The police have a theory now. The way that Daniel has been talking, the things that family members have told them, they believe that Christelle wanted to divorce Daniel, and Daniel decides he's going to pretend to be a stalker to drive his wife straight back into his arms. This will be the catalyst that brings them closer together. This is what they need to reconnect.
These are theories from the families?
The police,
Oh, the police,
gathering
okay.
from all the interviews that they had with family members. December 5th, 2023, Christelle gets an email. Hey, gorgeous. I can't visit you anymore. No more Colorado time. My girlfriend doesn't want us talking without her. She says you're gonna let cops get after me after you off him, but she doesn't know you like I do. We got a new place with lots of room on the East Coast. She said you can move in with us. We like 3 ways. Trash your husband and come. You know how to get me when he's dead. I mean, it's kind of a nonsensical email, but ultimately, it kind of seems like the stalker is gonna lay off. He's saying, like, I'm moving to the East Coast. I don't have time to go to Colorado. I mean, this is what Christelle thought. But 9 days later, Christelle is dead. And that's what the police can't wrap their heads around. If Daniel is the stalker, let's say hypothetically he is, why would he send this message saying, hey, I'm not going to come to Colorado anymore? And then why would he kill her at the end? because they thought maybe Daniel's sending these messages to get his wife closer to him. So if Daniel's the stalker, why would he say like, hey, I'm the stalker, I'm going to lay off? Because that would indicate the relationship is going well then. Maybe Daniel's like, oh, she's already so close to me now. I don't need to keep stalking her. We've like fixed our problems. In the FOIA request, we got a ton of videos where Daniel is sitting in front of a white cinder block wall and he's got a phone up to his ear and he's staring at the screen with his parents on there.
Have you ever gotten like jailhouse calls with the families?
Calls, like sometimes audios. You'll get random audios, but really they don't like to give these out.
How many hours of that did you get?
I think overall we had hundreds of videos because there were a lot of officers at the scene of the crime and every single thing was body cammed. I mean, there's a lot of body cam video that ultimately we would sit through and then it would be like a 1-minute conversation at the end between an officer and a neighbor and the officer is just like, drive around. This is taped off, drive around. I think it was like 100 jail call videos.
Dang, okay.
It was a lot. And a lot of them is like just yapping. A lot of them is weird. And Daniel is sitting in jail. He's about to go on trial for murdering his wife. And he's telling his family, I didn't do this. The stalker is still out there and they put the wrong guy in jail because they think it's like the movies and it's always the husband and it's not me and my kids are not safe. He's ranting. He's worried about his kids. He's adamant that someone else killed Christelle. And just like how her stalker wanted to set her up for his potential murder, he believes that the stalker set him up for her murder. And nobody's listening to him. So now Christelle is gone. He's sitting in jail for something he says he didn't do, but nobody's listening. And his 3 kids are out there and he's pleading with his elderly parents, I need them safe.
I don't know where or who did this, where
Why is he
he
talking
is
like that?
or who he is. I need my children out of Colorado.
He's also concerned about Stockholm Syndrome. The kids are staying with family members on Christelle's side of the family and he says,
But now we're back to my original fear of Stockholm Syndrome. I do not know what she has been told. I do not know what she believes. I do not know if my children even want me anymore.
Did he say Stockholm Syndrome or
yeah. he
like
did,
what,
yeah.
what in what context?
Like they're gonna get Stockholm Syndrome with Christelle's side of the family and just believe whatever they're saying. And Christelle's side of the family thinks that he's the stalker. And he's like, no one believes me that I'm being set up. He's like, I'm probably sleeping like 16 hours a day because of the depression. I sleep, I read, I cry, and that's about it. And there's obviously frustration too. He says,
I don't understand how you can put in a claim for wrongful arrest, wrongful imprisonment if you have to wait for everything to be settled.
so he's like, I can't even file a claim for wrongful arrest until after the trial.
We are in a digital and monitored age. They never produced a single photograph of me with phones. They never produced a single photograph of me buying anything. They never produced a single piece of hard evidence. Just identity theft. That's it. That's it.
I don't like the way he's talking. It is.
And we're in a
it's like
world
a
today
book,
where that's enough.
Wattpad type of thing.
DNA exoneration doesn't mean shit. Because someone can do things with a cell phone. Not a single photograph, not a single drop of blood, not a single scrap of DNA, not a single recording. Identity theft is all it takes to destroy somebody.
So he's claiming someone stole his identity
Yeah.
to do this.
Daniel's parents are completely supporting him and they agree with him, but they're also concerned about him sitting in jail. He says about the food that he eats a lot of ramen because, quote, if you ever find yourself watching TV and you see a cat food commercial, we look at those commercials here with a sense of longing. The collective decision here is that food commercials should be banned in jails and prisons because even horrible food, I would never eat Taco Bell, ever. It's disgusting. And yet I see ads for it and I'm like, that looks really good. It's clear the pressure is getting to Daniel, though. On the phone with his parents, Daniel gets emotionally charged because he's in jail and he doesn't know where his collection of valuable coins and medals are. Apparently, Daniel's mom spoke with Christile's family about it and they didn't know it either, where it went, and Daniel explodes.
So that tells me that they are going through the house, and they're not supposed to. They were supposed to give a written list. No. You call, you text, whatever. They are not to have unrestricted access to whatever the fuck they want. And just no. But what that tells me is they're sifting through everything, and they're looking for whatever is of value, because fuck you, Dan, because they don't want me in that life. And that's not fair.
Okay, honey. Okay.
They don't get to treat me like this.
No,
That's all I do. That's all I do. I'm the one who has to accommodate everything. They want to sell the house? Fine. I have to sell the house. They don't want to let me speak to my kids? Fine. I'm not allowed to speak to my kids. I get fucking nothing.
I'm so sorry. I didn't want to hurt
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Sorry. I told me to make you cry.
I just wanted to hear my arms and hug you.
And mom is like, I wish I could make it all go away, Danny.
Wait, this is so weird.
Yeah.
Is this giving like a movie? Does he talk like a toddler or what's?
He talks so weird. There's only like one person I can think of that talks like that. In a time, kind of like, huh? It doesn't even make sense why you're being so theatrical. Like, grief is one thing. Theatrical is kind of weird right now. Like, it's
so he's like angry, but in a very theatrical way.
Yeah, it's
like that.
Yeah, it's like no.
Interesting.
And he takes a lot of pauses at really weird moments. I mean, I talk pretty dramatic, and I think that I might be even more dramatic when my emotions are high. But the way he does it is not like a sense of dramatic franticness of like, I'm freaking out, so I'm going to freak out. It's like very like pauses and almost like there's an audience.
Maybe like he's trying to hold it back.
But it doesn't feel
because
like
he
that
can't
either.
scream in there. Maybe he can't throw a tantrum in there, so he's like holding it down to.
But that's alarming too.
Yeah. Okay.
How are the kids? Daniel's asking. They were fine. They look good. They're keeping busy. But he just keeps getting angry at the thought because he comes back to it again where he thinks Christile's family members are taking things of value from the house, and he says,
And I want a complete list of absolutely everything, because if I find out they're parsing out things among different family members, I'm going to be pissed.
Okay.
I want people arrested for stealing things from my wife's estate.
his mom assures him that she took the jewelry box in his closet with his cufflinks, and Daniel asks his mom, did you find Grandma's ring? No.
Then they stole it.
Danny, please.
It was with my cufflinks. And then I have to find out what pawn shop they're getting rid of all of my shit.
That's so weird. What's going on? You have a lot more things to worry about right now.
Listen, okay, so
like, does he believe he's getting out tomorrow?
Yeah, and okay, all of these, like when you FOIA requested, they just put like jail call. Oh, no, it wasn't even like jail call. It was like public release, and then it's like a bunch of numbers because that's how they, log it in their format. And so every time I'd click one, I have no idea what I'm getting into. Sometimes it'd be like his mom being like, oh yeah, so the weather today, and we drove, and like we made a snowman. And then the next one, he's like, they fucking stole it. And I'm like, every single one was so vastly different from the next one. Like you could have no idea what was going to happen in the next jail call. And then sometimes he's so composed and he's like, don't worry, guys. We have to be strong. And he's making jokes about Taco Bell. His mom keeps reassuring him, they're not taking your stuff. They're not taking your stuff. I wouldn't be too surprised if the police are listening to this call, if they stole my fucking ring, just like they stole my credit card information.
The police?
That's what he claims.
Okay.
As the murder trial is nearing, it's Daniel's brother who decides to tell him the truth. Daniel's brother is in a lot of these calls, and he tells him support is dwindling. Okay?
From the families?
Yeah.
Mom and Dad want to believe you very much. I want to believe you very much. We wish, we hope. And also, now there's not evidence that's been hidden, right? There's a lot that's come out. And as imaginative as I can be with finding explanations and ways to theorize how that, this or that could have been the reality, some of it is beyond even my creativity.
Daniel doesn't really respond. And again later, on a private call just between Daniel and his brother, and now us and everyone else with a penchant for FOIA requesting cases, Daniel's brother tells him,
I want to believe in you. And at the same time, I will be totally honest. I, from the beginning, have not really ever cared one way or the other. I do not want to see you where you are. I do not want to see you where you're going. Regardless of the situation and how it arrived, I don't want you there, and don't really care about guilt or culpability or anything like that.
So he's basically saying, like, you're my brother through and through, and that's how I've been since day one. However,
the situation got to where it got to. My concern now is your support is dwindling fast. The forensic stuff, the digital data is really tough for everybody to wrap their head around. Like I said, even I have to go through some fancy gymnastics to counter everything. It needs some story around where phones came from, where gift cards came from, whatever, whatever that may be. You don't have to tell me anything here. I realize that
My bad, guys.
they took out probably about 120 to 150K to pay legal fees, and none of that has been repaid to them.
Daniel's brother keeps telling him, and the brother is like, you keep complaining and being emotional about things with the parents, and the parents don't have resources, and they become emotional because you're emotional, so they take out loans, and they're about to get bankrupt, and they're about to lose their car and lose everything. And he's like, things like taking the kids out of Colorado because they're not safe, that's gonna be $100,000 in legal fees that we don't have the money for, and it's not gonna work, so just drop it.
Oh, I see.
He's like, don't even talk to mom and dad about it, because they're gonna wanna pull out a loan. They're gonna wanna try and help you, but I'm telling you, it's never gonna happen no matter how much money you throw at it. There's also another moment in this very jail call, which I didn't wanna interpret, but the brother, he says like, see, and I don't know if I'm dense and I'm dumb or something, but he says something along the lines of like, at some point, we're gonna have to have a conversation. Will you just tell me yes or no? And it was like so out of nowhere. And I'm like, are you gonna ask him like a series of yes or no questions, right? Like, I don't know what that means. And then Daniel cuts in and he goes, yes. And then they hang up because the 17 minutes are over. Every call is like 17 minutes and 15 seconds.
In the future, we may need to communicate, you and I. I want you to look at me for a second, real close, and say, yes.
Yes.
No. Yes. And no. At some point in the future, we may need to interpret that thing as that.
What do you think?
I think
he's asking if you did it?
Yeah.
So that yes sounds like he's telling him yes, or he sounds like, okay, yes, I agree to that. Yes, we can do that phone call later. Or
yeah.
So it's like can be interpreted in both ways. Mm-hmm. But he's still sort of supporting him, or he's just kind of...
From the energy that I get from the brother is he's supporting his brother, but I think it's more so out of support for his parents. I don't think that makes it any better.
Mm-hmm. And what's the parents... You think the parents is in denial?
Yeah. The mom is totally in denial.
Like, my son could never?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but I also think that there are times in the phone calls where I'm like, ooh, like these are just... Like, I can see why he has these anger issues.
Yeah.
Because the way she's like, oh, I didn't mean to upset you. It's like, who cares about upsetting him? His whole life is about to go down like the shitter. Are you like, we can talk as adults.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I mean, you're too old. You got to get your
scary.
emotions in check. Like, we can't all tiptoe and be worried about upsetting a grown man who's in jail about to go on trial for murdering his wife.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of red flags in Daniel's story. But even just the way he talks about Christy Lynn, the stalker, it's like straight out of a movie. Before his arrest, when he's being interviewed by officers, and these are all the things that are setting off the officers, they reference the stalker as the stalker. They're like, okay, so when did the stalking start? When did the stalker come into play? But Daniel, in the midst of his wife's murder investigation, he keeps correcting the officers. Oh, we call him Kickman. And he's always whispering. You call him what? The stalker. We call him Kickman. Okay, why do you guys call him Kickman? Because Christy was gonna kick his ass. Yeah.
Kick the
Kick man. That's what we call a stalker.
What?
It's a lot. The police just want to know what happened. They're gathering intel, and some of it is just not adding up, and his behavior is really weird. I would imagine any spouse in their right mind in the interrogation room or the interview room would be like, okay, let me break it down. This is the day that it started. This is what we have gathered. If you let me go into the house, or I can tell you we have logs of the stalking, like we just need to find this killer, instead of like, we call him Kickman. But the most interesting thing is, Daniel says that he first found out about the stalking in November. And this is when the police were like, wait, what? Hold on. Because Detective Martinez knows that the stalking started October 2nd.
Yeah.
Why would you not know for an entire month? The officer asks, why do you think the month gap before she told you?
I'm sure she has mentioned to you that she and I are going through a rough patch, kind of on the rocks. So probably didn't seem that pressing until it was.
So he's explaining that Christelle didn't tell him about the stalking until a picture of him was sent to her. So now she's like, okay, well, your life is kind of on the line and like maybe your safety's at risk. So let me explain what's been going on for the past month. There were mentions, obviously, that Daniel and Christelle were not in the best part of their relationship, which a lot of parents raising 3 kids would say they've probably seen better days. But to not know that your wife is being stalked for an entire month, you have to be probably on not even speaking terms in order for this to happen. Even if she didn't think it was that serious for a month, she would have brought it up as like oh my God, something so weird happened today. How bad exactly was their relationship?
Right.
Christelle's parents are brought in hours after her murder to give formal interviews. They were all really close. Christelle and her dad would fix classic cars together, so they had this hobby that even as they grew up, she was always just in his garage. They have this like retro diner set up in one corner of his garage. And it just looks like a dream auto shop. She would sit down while they would take a break, and he explains that she did mention that she was being stalked by the ex-boyfriend from high school. And both Christelle's parents, they remember Anthony back from when they were dating. And they say he was always very friendly, very courteous, always had good manners. I mean, yeah, like it was in high school. Okay, people who knew them say their breakup was very high school. It wasn't even petty. They both worked at JCPenney. The whole breakup was because Christelle was very much into academia. Like she had a strong vision for her. It's nothing weird. But maybe he's upset that she never made any sort of advancement towards him, never wanted to see him, or maybe something big happened in his life and now he's turning on Christelle. But how can somebody go from being this kind-hearted, genuine person to a stalker? Or like maybe Christelle's parents didn't really know him. Christelle's mom is a bit more open with the detectives. She's distraught, she's holding it together, and she's telling the investigators everything they need.
Her life was hell these last months and last year. Her husband and her were not on good terms. He was in complete denial. She'd tell me how he was.
Did she ever give you insight on what kind of led her to feel like her marriage was over, or?
Dan is explosive, but I've never seen him, hurt her. He would hurt the kids, but some people think the corporal punishment is okay with kids.
Wait. He would hurt the kids or he wouldn't hurt the kids? I never seen him.
Hurt her. He would hurt the kids, but some people think the corporal punishment is okay with kids.
Like what, physical?
Probably, yeah.
Beating?
She was worried about that. But she told me he was in denial, that she told him that this marriage was over, but she would stay until Redacted graduated. Just in my gut, I can't shake this feeling. And what is that feeling telling you?
I can't shake this question. Is he the one that's been doing this with Anthony?
This is like the first interview?
Yeah.
The mom who witnessed her daughter's death.
Yes.
She was comforting him at the scene. Mm-hmm. And now she's saying that maybe they're working together.
Yeah. And it's just like a bunch of small things. It's not like a big, aha, we caught you. Just like weird. Even at a recent family birthday party, Daniel is out by the window the whole time in case the stalker is surveilling them in the neighborhood. But something about it just feels performative.
Wow.
It doesn't feel really anxious. It doesn't feel like Okay, I'm so stressed. It just feels like, look at me being a protector. Christile's brother, he knows that the two of them, Christile and Daniel, had been separated, but still living together mainly for the kids. He has a different take. He tells the authorities that, but still living together.
It was Anthony. My mom has always been like suspicious, and I just like don't know where that comes from.
Can you elaborate on that? Like suspicious how or?
My mom?
Yeah.
It's like the difficulty finding Anthony. Like, why is it so hard to find Anthony? Why can't either, cell phone records or IP stuff? So my mom was very frustrated with the inability to locate one person who is so frequently contacting my sister. Like, why is that such a difficult thing to do? So my mom had that frustration, and so I think her mind starts to wander towards like conspiracy type things, right? Of like, oh, maybe it's the husband, or maybe it's Dan, and I don't know. I don't see it there just because, I don't know, Dan just seems so incapable of doing something like that to me.
Why do you say that?
I don't know, I talked to him, and he was like very concerned about like getting his family together and talking about being vigilant but not paranoid.
Other members of Christile's family were interviewed, and one of them says something very interesting. He says that he never liked Dan from the first moment that he met Dan.
Who is this?
It's like I believe it's an uncle. And the officers are like, why? And he's like, there are two words I would describe. Slick politician. I don't trust a single thing he says.
Yeah.
Christile's sister-in-law, Kate, is asked by the officers if there was something about the stalker, anything that she thought was notable, and she says,
I know that Christile was like very concerned and worried about this guy, and I just always felt like it was like there was something weird about it, like, but I can't put my finger on it. I feel like she had said that it was like this Anthony guy, that it seemed very different than past behavior in him, like that he was never sexual in the past, and that these were like very like hyper things. And so I think even at one point she was like questioning whether it was actually him.
Daniel himself has told officers during his interview,
I had her as a partner to protect the family, but it didn't feel like a partner who valued me. I told her I didn't want to die for someone who didn't care about me anymore.
he said that he just wanted Christile to say, I do care about you, but she didn't, and he was really hurt. Officers are finally able to locate the high school ex-boyfriend, Anthony, and he's 8 hours away in a different state, at home, on his couch, drunk. The officers tell him, I'm gonna ask you a couple of names and see if you recognize them, okay?
Have you ever heard of the...
I don't get why they don't just divorce him. Why you gotta kill him? Why do you have to kill your family? Because you don't want to be with them no more. You can just leave. You don't have, like, I don't get what, like, that one family, I don't know, remember his name. I don't even want to say his name. He doesn't deserve to be named anyway. The guy Shannon, and all that, he killed his 2 girls and his pregnant wife because he wants to go be with this lady. Just divorce. Just leave. Why do you have to murder somebody? This guy doesn't even seem like he wanted that. He just wanted his wife to love him again, type stuff. And like, he just wanted to, and he's thinking about like a movie, a novel. He thinks he's the main character, talking all ominous and stuff. I just don't get it. I don't get why he couldn't just leave her. Or simply communicate, just love me more. Like, you're not loving me the way I want you to love me, like, type, like, he's not saying that. He just, like, assuming, based on what she's saying, he does it to make you come back. To make you, manipulate you and trick you into staying with them. Like, oh, I'm your only safe haven. I'm your only safe hope. It's just me that can protect you. And you only trust me. But it wasn't working because she's smart and not stupid. That she's like, nah, I need to figure out who this is. And she was getting a little too into it. And it wasn't working. She's like, you know what? Since it's not working, I'ma just... Like, that's what I think. That's what I think his thought process was, is that he couldn't fully get her to come back to him. and be super, super attached and do all these things with him that he was like, you know what? You're not listening. Bam, bam, bam. Like, and then he hits the kids. Oh yeah, he did
Named
it.
Crystal Krug. She may have been Grimsrod when you knew her.
No other thing. He did it.
And do you know a Daniel Krug?
No.
No? How do you know Crystal?
She was an ex-girlfriend.
She's an ex-girlfriend? How long's the ex? Like how long ago?
I did
1999.
Oh, so like a long while ago.
She was my very first girlfriend ever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When was the last time you talked to Crystal? Has it been a minute?
It's been a minute, yeah.
Like since you moved from Durango?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would have been what, back in 2014?
Yeah.
Have you had any contact with anybody in that area since? Anybody, or have they contacted you at any time?
No.
It's pretty clear that Anthony is at least appearing drunk and confused. He probably is drunk and confused, but what cannot be faked or confused is the fact that Anthony has an airtight alibi. That morning he had gone to Kohl's and bought a sweatshirt, and he's seen buying the sweatshirt and he has a receipt for it. And he's wearing that sweatshirt right now. And there's no way that he could have driven to kill Christelle, then driven back in time to buy the sweatshirt. There's also no way that he was on any sort of flight or Amtrak train, nothing. Which means unless he knows how to teleport, Anthony could not have killed Christelle Krug, just as police suspected. Which leads to Daniel being in the back of a police car, handcuffed, and an officer asking him, quote,
"Hey Dan, do you want me to tell your kids that you killed their mother, or do you want somebody else to?" Okay. All right. Good luck.
That's really crazy to say. I mean, I guess they're arresting him for murder, right?
Yeah, I think, okay, I don't particularly think that the cops were doing like a spectacular job. I think that they were doing their job, what the taxpayers pay money for. But I will say they seem very fed up with Daniel. I think it's all of Daniel. I think it's all of his acting and all of his like, I was supposed to protect her.
I see.
Yeah. The hours leading up to Daniel's arrest are also very interesting. There's a few key moments that investigators are very suspicious about, aside from the physical and forensic evidence that they get later on. But the first one is, when Daniel is first called into the police station, he's in the interrogation room and Detective Martinez comes in, because Detective Martinez is the one that has been helping Christelle with the stalker, aka Daniel. And Daniel is like hunched over on this blue couch and he's like,
I didn't protect her.
It's not your fault.
Like, it is like, it looks fake. You can tell he's faking it. If you're gonna act and try to make up this whole story that you don't know how your wife died, at least get real tears. Like, you can't even produce tears. You're talking on ominous whispering, making it seem like you're some nonchalant, mysterious character in some novel book. And you're trying to act all sad. It's not like, and then you're,
It's not your fault.
it's like he's trying to push tears out and sound sad.
and Detective Martinez said that he was looking at Daniel and he realized he's sobbing, he's whispering, he's doing all these things, and not a single tear. So he starts questioning Daniel, not even going after him, but just asking him normal questions one would expect. And Daniel constantly keeps his pitch at a whisper. It's always like, everything hurts. I don't feel anything.
I have two different voices going through my head right now. I have my brother Matthew. Yeah, I've mentioned him. He's the sheriff's lieutenant. And I have his voice saying, talk to the police. And typical cop fashion, he married a prosecutor. So I have Lynn's voice in my head going, get a fucking lawyer.
That is crazy. His brother is a cop?
Not the one that he's on the phone with, I believe. That's a different brother.
Oh.
So his brother's a cop, his sister-in-law is a prosecutor, and I mean, the fact that he mentions this very early on in the interrogation is definitely a very soft way of saying, I might lawyer up whenever I want. So I would tread carefully is the vibe that he gives.
Or maybe he's trying to say, hey, I'm also, my brother is a cop too.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. And so he just has all these like weird moments. He also tries to hint that Christelle would be out of the house for a really long time. So he's like trying to make it seem like Christelle was suspicious. And I just want to say, and I say this every single time, if an investigator ever asks you, what do you think happened in this crime? Who do you think did it? I just want you to know that investigator thinks you did it. And Daniel is asked and he responds,
So in my brain, the story that I have is someone came to the door. Maybe she went outside to get a package, and they must have come in. She's a fighter. She's
He's reminiscing.
strong. She would have fought.
and again, it's like the movies. It's like, that's not the question right now. Like, you're trying to figure out who killed your wife. Why are you saying things like, she's a fighter? She would have fought. At one point, when the police are leading him out, he's like, I just need to know what to tell my kids. Did she fight? Because she's a fighter. Again, it's just bizarre. Who do you think killed her? I think it's Kickman. I think it's Anthony.
What if I told you that we had already spoken with Anthony and there's no way that he was in town today?
I have nothing.
He's fried.
Terrified.
He's fries.
What are you terrified of?
If it wasn't him, though, was it?
If you were watching these facts unfold in front of you in a movie, what would you say happened?
There has to be someone else.
How was his performance, I guess, when he first came to the scene or found out that the wife is killed?
When he is in front of the house, that's the moment where I would say we can't really judge grief. I actually had like a whole thing about this while I was watching the footage because I was comparing and I was like, okay, I don't know who would have a harder time because he is much more distraught than Christelle's mother. And I was thinking, okay, does that make sense for the spouse to be? I guess it would. And I was having all these different thoughts in my head. I would say when he gets to the house, he's on his knees. He does keep saying things like, I should have protected her. I was supposed to protect her.
I was supposed to protect her.
I think at that point, it's kind of believable. I don't know if that's how you would behave, but I think that's like when the applicable term of, well, everyone responds to grief and shock differently would apply.
Like when he cries, it sounds so fake.
I see. So you're saying that it looked like in hindsight, it was very theatrical, right? Very in hindsight.
Because then I was also trying to think, right? I think I am probably the most theatrical person that I know in terms of like, I am dramatic with my words and I like, and I laugh loudly and things. But I think when shit comes down, I would be very alert of like, okay, let me process this. I would jump into action. Yeah. So I thought it was weird that he was so on his knee when it seems like the rest of the family are like, okay, what are we going to do? We got to figure things out. The kids, we got to worry about.
Oh, this is his.
Whoops.
About the kids, we got to worry about the kids. It's not just us. Like, obviously there's grief, but there's also 3 kids that we have to take care of, figure out their safety. Like, so there's a lot.
In contrast, you're saying that he is more in that, like, oh my God, versus other people kind of have their shit together.
Yeah, I think like in that moment, I would probably have my shit together and then fall apart later. Because it's like, okay, especially when you factor in the 3 kids.
Yeah. But in hindsight, though, now we know this is his choice of performance.
Yes.
Like, he thinks this is the most believable reaction to give. But it looked very off when he arrived at the station. Just instantly became really off.
Yeah, I think, okay, now in hindsight, obviously everything is clear in hindsight. I also think like the constant, I was supposed to protect her, I didn't protect her is really weird at the scene when he gets to the house. Because it's not about his kids, it's not about safety, and it's also not about like, we got to find the who did this. Like, there is no action. It's like very him-centric. It's like, I'm the protector and I failed. I'm the biggest victim. Ooh, the guilt.
Yeah.
It's almost like he wants people to be like, you did everything you could.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a blonde woman next to him who's comforting him more than Christelle's mother. And she is the victim advocate that was called to the scene. Her name is Heather. She's interviewed later. And she says, at that moment, it was fine. It's actually when she gets in the car with him, driving him to the police station for the interview, she thought it was weird.
Really? What happened?
Yeah, she said that he was like slumped over in the passenger seat, like in a fetal position. Again, kind of weird. Again, maybe it's just me being like, couldn't be me, but it's just weird. She said most people ask questions.
Yeah.
They're like, what do you know? What happened? Like, they're like a mess, but they're still trying to gather information. And maybe it's all over the place because they're a mess, but it's not just like, I'm so sad I couldn't protect her. It's like, what happened? Tell me what happened, right?
Yeah.
There's none of that. He's not asking questions. And then she just feels so weird about it. She said she has this gut feeling.
Cause he, what? He wants to be the center of attention. He thinks he's this genius mastermind who, can I not stutter when I'm trying to be serious? He's trying to be this serious mastermind. Oh, I created like the stalking, let me just say like, oh, I failed her. I'm a terrible husband. I failed her. And then, but you don't care about your kids. But you're not trying to do anything else to do it. You're just trying to you're making a big old scene, turning it all to bring the attention on you, kind of. Like, he doesn't want the attention, but like, trying to make it seem like he's like this vulnerable person that needs all this help. Like, he needs help and he just needs the most comfort and everything to like deter away from Christelle and everything. And I just like his ominous speaking, the constant I just should have protected her. Like, it didn't make any sense. Also, he sent pictures of his junk. Shouldn't his wife recognize that? I don't know. I just feel let me not laugh. I feel like because he sent pictures, like nude pictures. Shouldn't the wife have recognized that? When it showed, I'm like, wouldn't she recognize her own husband's? I mean, like, couldn't they do that? Couldn't they use the picture? Like, yo, low key, we need you to just pull out your thing real quick. We need to do a match. That's one way you could have caught him. He sent his stuff. Couldn't you just tell him? Or is that like assault? Can someone confirm that? Is that assault if they had a police officer act so they can match the picture? Because he sent a picture of his junk. So technically he can get matched. I don't know.
At one point she was like, did you do something?
Really?
And then she is like, oh my God, I'm such a shitty person. She's like, what's wrong with me? Like, this is a man who just lost his wife and I'm over here, like, what am I doing? Like, I'm watching too much Dateline. Like, what's wrong with me? And she's like, okay, I gotta get it together. Wow. Like, this is not okay.
I see.
But she just had this like weird gut feeling where just like some things are off.
And she probably been doing this, right?
Yeah.
Meeting a lot of victims and
yeah. And he keeps trying to seem like really confused all the time. Like, even when the cop is like, oh, can we see your phone to see the house cameras? It's like lots of like, oh, where did I put my, oh yeah, here's my phone. Okay, let me try to unlock it. Like, it's just like this really performative, trying to seem harmless. Also, I thought it was weird that at the crime scene, he never asks about the kids. I'm not a parent, but I think my first reaction, like, God forbid anything happened, if there are children involved in anything, I'd be like, where are they? Are they fine? Like, who's gonna get them? Like, we gotta figure out something.
Right.
But he's the dad, and he's not even like, are the kids okay? Like, where are the kids? Are they safe? How do we know they're safe?
Yeah.
He doesn't appear emotional during the interview. He just looks slumped over as time progresses. And the officers are like, help me make sense of this.
I know I'm not the one who does this. I get the narrative you're putting together, but it alleges that I would do this to my children.
There's, like I said, footage of him telling his children what happened. So all three of them are brought into the police station. They're pulled out of school. And he is asked, do you want to tell your kids or do you want us to tell your kids? And he's like, I got to tell my kids. So he sits down with them. He tells them, and they are like incredibly, there's not exactly a word that I would use to describe it. I think distraught would be a very simple word, but I just don't really know. I mean, one of them seems like she's in high school. The other two seem pretty young. And
what did he say? He just say that you're...
Again, very theatrical. Like, she's gone. She's not coming back. And there are like some speculations I saw in some comments of some of these videos circulating where some people think that maybe the eldest, because the whole thing is blurred, but you can still kind of see bodies. Maybe the eldest had an inkling because they seem the most standoffish from the dad, but he's just like comforting them, and it's just.
And they're just like, what, scream crying?
Yeah.
And how is he comforting them? Just patting them?
Yeah.
Wow.
I love all of you.
Like, I wouldn't even want to bring this up or even talk about it, but I think the whole point is the fact that he would do that to his own kids.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
like less about, oh, look at the kid's
for
reaction.
sure.
It's more so like, look, hear the things that he's saying to his kids after he did it.
That's so sick. Now, you think about that. He chose to give that information to the kids.
Yeah.
If he really
He's
cared,
too, like,
obviously he
calm
wouldn't
about
commit a
it.
crime, but then also he probably would not have the guts to even see that.
Yeah. But he doesn't. And the police are saying, like, I think ultimately you thought this would bring you closer to your kids in your mind because now you're all the kids have. The officer tells Daniel exactly what they think happened. They think
The
that
brother?
Anthony has reached out in the past.
No, Daniel's the husband. He's the husband of
To Christelle. And maybe Daniel has gotten jealous, even though she has told him multiple times that she's married, and he backs off. And this was, you know, back in 2016 was probably the last time that he reached out. He did ask if she wanted to have intimate relations. So maybe you had a question about infidelity, whether it's with Anthony or anybody else. Because why would Anthony randomly ask about having intimate relations if they hadn't had intimate relations? Like, they're trying to be on Daniel's side. And so, you know, you might create an account to see if Christelle's actually interested in Anthony. So you ask, you push, she doesn't respond. And then you're just trying to confirm your suspicions of infidelity. You don't get the response and the openness that you once did. And you think that, well, maybe if I keep doing this, she's going to come closer to me because she's so scared and she has nobody else. So you amp it up a little bit. And then you even send a photo of yourself in the account that you created. Daniel is asked again, like, if you were watching these unfold, what would you say happened if this were a movie? There has to be some unknown.
I'm analytical at work, and I read and write fiction at home.
It's them books. The same way people be saying it's them phones, it's them books. The book made him think he could get away with it. Like, he's like, if I just do it just like the books, they'll never catch me. He on the spectrum? He gotta be, actually. He talks too ominous and like he actually trying to embody a fictional character. That's like, he just talks like he's actually trying to like be a fictional character.
I don't do crime drama. I don't know.
No one talks like this.
He writes fiction? He's a writer?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
But for a month, Christelle doesn't tell Daniel what's happening, so he amps it up by sending that photo of himself. And that's when Christelle tells Daniel about the stalking that's been happening. And he keeps amping it up. Christelle is still over it. She's like, I don't want to be in this marriage anymore. I want to get a divorce. And the police wrote, there's like a 700-page report that we combed through, but Christelle told somebody in the family that she has a photo of. She's like, I don't want to be in this marriage anymore. I want to get a divorce. And the police wrote in their report, there's.
Wait. What? But that would make him even more guilty. Wait, you're saying he should have wrote the book about doing this crime and then did it after? I would like, that's like how rappers be. Yes, exactly, like how rappers be. Rappers be they do it. They make a song, just kill my dead homie in the Bronx rapper alley, following them, all this stuff. RP my home, my ops, something like that. Like, he clearly reads too many books and spends too much time, has too much free time writing, to where he thinks this is how you get a girl back.
like a 700-page report that we come through, but Christelle told somebody in the family that she has a photo of bruising on one of the kids that she is going to use against Daniel in a custody case. And then she also told a friend that she confronted Daniel because she was starting to feel as if Daniel was the stalker. So the police believe that not only does she have some sort of evidence against him in the custody case, she's about to out him to everyone publicly, to their family members, maybe even to the police, that he is.
They keep saying this is like the most elaborate plan, but to me, he just seems like it's not elaborate enough. Like it's not that elaborate to me. I feel like I've seen like more elaborate, like more like, oh wow, that's like actually crazy, like he like people that literally almost got away with it, like the police, like it was so well dang. He should have listened to drill music. I mean, he could have. I mean, he should. Sometimes. Oh, I don't think Vaughn would. No. I don't think any drill rapper would, because I'm pretty sure there's a ton of rappers out there that really do rap about what they be doing, like, and they just put, and no one's gonna be like, oh, that's just music. Everybody rap about that stuff. Everybody rap about it. But not everybody making a book about killing somebody like this. Like that's what I
was the stalker. So the police believe that not only does she have some sort of evidence against him in the custody case, she's about to out him.
Really? Is there something on that on YouTube? Insane cases. Are you so for real? Wait, let me. What the heck? 3 states are set to hold execution the same day. First and then. What did they do? Okay, wait. I'll come back. Okay. Hold on. Vaughn cereal. That's not how you spell cereal. No, it is. Wait, for real? Oh, I gotta watch this after. Wait, I gotta watch that after. What? I didn't even know. What? I'd be watching this on my own free time. So.
Anyone else to talk to about this?
That was not the one we were watching. He's actually a serial killer? I gotta watch that after. Where's my video? Okay. Where did my case go? And why can't I find it? Got away with it legally? He did? Not karma-wise? Well, yeah, I guess not, because he's low-key dead. Hello?
Him to everyone publicly,
okay,
to their family members.
I gotta see this. I didn't know he was actually a serial killer. What?
Maybe even to the police that he is the stalker. He's going to lose everything.
I gotta watch that.
And so he kills her. The forensic evidence from the top. The Krug house has 4 cameras on the outside of the house. Doorbell camera, 1 on the side of the house.
Did you say I know dead? What? No, I said I didn't know that. No, I said I didn't know that. I never knew that. That he was actually like, he ran like that. I just know that one song he has and stuff, and that's it. That something about low key. Vaughn made her stuff go out. Yo, you're not. Yo, you're not funny. What? Vaughn made my stuff go out? He may have.
Got all of the footage from that, and we also got footage from like neighbors' cameras. There's a lot of footage, but multiple of the cameras were turned.
If I watch the document, his little segment next, who killed your stream? Vaughn. Okay, I'm talking about Vaughn too. We talk about Vaughn too much and stuff, and he took my stream out. Okay, I won't talk about it no more. I won't talk about it no more. We're not gonna watch the segment.
Back to the house in extreme distress. But when he calls that welfare check, he calls the police. He calls Christine's mom. He calls the neighbor.
He's the one that called?
Yeah, and he's also the one that called Christine's mom to go check up on Christine.
So I'm not mentioning it no more.
For what reason?
Maybe it's the ultimate revenge because it seems like he has this venomous hatred towards Christine's family.
Oh my god. Thank you for the 100.
What made him decide for call well just out of nowhere?
Yeah, so he said that he hasn't been able to get in contact with his wife, and it's weird because they had a stalker. So
Who's Ithamoga sent 100 kicks.
If they could just go check. He's at work right now. He left work earlier this morning. She was dropping off the kids.
He called the neighbor, the mom, and the police.
And he's like, it's probably nothing, but like just in case.
Can I get either someone in the house to check in with Martinez, or maybe both, maybe a wellness check at the house?
Yeah, we can go check the house.
She texted me like, I don't know, 3-ish hours ago.
All right, and then you said this was is this like a case for somebody threatening you guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Martinez knows all of this. We have both been targeted by a stalker.
Okay.
Threats have been made against my life.
Okay.
And threatening to like kidnap her, which is why I'm nervous that she's not answering me.
If you hear from her before then or something changes, just give us a call back, okay?
I can't focus here at the office. I'm going to be wrapping up as fast as possible and heading home.
Okay.
It takes me 45
did he
minutes.
he killed her and sped to the office? Is that the right term? The right use of like he sped towards the office, or he was speeding? He killed her and then was speeding to the office after, to make it seem like, oh no, I was just at work, because like he killed his wife. Oh, hi. I've got some stuff. Oh no, I mean, like what?
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
I'm a ways out.
Okay. We'll let them know and we'll have an officer call you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
I don't know. For someone who's planning doing this for so long, there's also very dumb.
Yeah.
Like everything he does is like.
There were also messages from Christine's phone that morning that she was killed. One of them was to Daniel that was sent after she was killed. Right, which, how is that possible? He's out of the house. He gets a text message when he's at work.
Cop stuff? Yeah, I mean, whatever y'all want to react to.
From Christine. Those are all. There was one scheduled to be sent out to Detective Martinez, one to her dad. All of them pre-scheduled. You can schedule text messages on Christine's phone, and someone had scheduled those messages. Who would it be if not Daniel? Because that needs to point to these messages.
Yeah, just give me the title. I don't really want to click on a link.
Were sent once he was out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
If the police didn't realize that these text messages were scheduled, they could have believed that Daniel was out of the house and Christine was still alive inside the house. Then you factor in some really dumb stuff. The day before Christine's murder, he's Googling how long, at least he spelled how correctly, but how long can you be unconscious without brain damage? How hard a hit for head trauma to go unconscious? How hard would you have to...
Like, Midwest safety, the tragedy. Okay. I'm gonna look that. But like, there was this other case I saw, but like the most common thing I see is they search it up on Google How long? Something. How hard do you have to hit somebody? Can a person survive after like, yeah, another person that was on the spectrum. I'm probably going to just rewatch it with you guys. But he literally looked. He literally was on the spectrum, and he looked up. Can you get away with this? Something. Like, I don't get why you look it up, because it's like it's attached to you.
To hit someone in the head to make them unconscious. Do people really go unconscious when hit in the head? What happens when you're hit in the head? The picture of Daniel getting out of his car at work that the stalker took of him, data forensics were able to uncover that it was on selfie timer mode.
I literally said this! Unless he prompted, ran, and then got the car to have it like that. But oh my goodness, I literally said that. Said what he meant, or either he got someone to take a picture of him, or he set his phone up, ran to his car, and just stood there. Like, I literally said that. Because how else would you get the picture?
I guess the metadata can show if it was like taken with the front camera, the back camera. It was like selfie mode, front camera on a timer.
Yeah, that was my question. So he put a little.
Yeah. He bought a burner phone, but he buys it not with a credit card, but with a gift card. That gift card is registered to himself. When he first starts messaging Christelle, because she doesn't respond to that first message of like, hey, it's Anthony, right?
What?
He didn't know if the message was going through, so he decides to text himself from the burner phone and just the word test. He responds back, yeah. All the messages being sent, the emails being created, the emails being sent, they're all being sent from the IP address at Daniel's.
Why would you text yourself off? Like, why would you text yourself off the burner phone? Isn't the whole point of a burner phone not to be connected with the phone? And then you're gonna put test? He could have, not trying to give like ideas or anything, but he could have sent a threatening message to himself. He could have sent 30 messages to himself instead of sending himself a message test and then responding back. Yeah, why would you respond back to the text?
Workplace, the Department of Public Health in Colorado. When authorities confront Daniel about it, he just says it doesn't make any sense. The Wi-Fi, we have public access and everybody knows the passwords.
The Gmail account that you guys initially received with the photo of you in it, and the phone number, those originated through their IP addresses at your office.
It doesn't make any sense. Well,
oh yeah, he's stupid.
He took the photo of me at my office.
He thinks it's a movie.
Right.
But nobody believes him.
You have?
The trial takes place, and if you had any questions about how evil this guy is, even during the trial, the impact statements, this is when Christine.
Yeah, that like at first, because like the title like makes it like it's misleading. This thing says puppet master, killer set up the most elaborate murder plan to kill a woman. It's not the most elaborate plan. It's the most stupidest plan. She should have put the most stupidest murder plan to kill a woman. Because he didn't even get through the first day without getting caught. Like, people were already suspecting him for, like, ages.
Daniel's family they're going to come up and tell the judge about how this has impacted their lives so that the judge can be more thorough with sentencing. Daniel is telling his parents on the phone that during sentencing, they should be able to give impact statements.
My bad.
So Daniel's family are allowed to give, like, character statements. They're not allowed to, like, give impact statements in that sense.
What did I do? Why are we talking dot,
because
dot, dot? Or
the people impacted by the crime are supposed to give impact statements.
Under the terms of the law, you are family members of the victim. You lost a daughter-in-law. My brothers lost a sister-in-law. You should all be allowed to speak if you choose.
Why does he want them to talk?
Probably to say nice things about him too. And also, it's just like such a slap in the face to Christelle's family. They lost a daughter and a sister. What do you mean you lost a daughter-in-law? You lost a sister-in-law. You should be able to talk.
Yeah. And what's the parents' reaction to that?
Oh, he continues though.
Joe said you might be.
Did she draw them on? Why are they? Wait. Oh, his.
Be allowed to speak on my behalf.
Whoops, I didn't mean to call that lady's eyebrows out. Whoops.
Whether it's my behalf or Christiel's, I don't care. The point is, you deserve to be recognized as the victims.
See how he talks so ominous.
That has been denied to me since the day she died.
The mom looks hesitant and she says, do you want her family to even hear us?
Yes. You lost Christiel, just like I did. The loss isn't theirs alone. So yes, I would like you to speak. If
I'm watching a Lifetime movie.
you're willing and able.
This is after he's found guilty.
Yeah. I just think everyone involved just fucking hates Daniel. Even the police officers. And again, this is not like me commending police officers. I think that they're doing their job. I think that's their job, right? There's nothing to praise there. But there are moments in the body cam. The arresting officers are searching through his car, and one of them is reading through his journal briefly, just to quote, make sure. Was he going to off himself or some shit? I gotta look. And he's like reading through the journal. And the other cop is like, is there a confession in there? No. And they're both disappointed.
Off himself or something. Is there a confession in there?
Also, before the arrest, it's like kind of comical in the only sense because we hate Daniel, but nothing else. And like, I guess the only thing that's like, okay, some relief is one of the cops is like, once he does the stop, because they're going to arrest Daniel in his car. They're like, once he does the stop, we're going to flip the bitch.
So yeah, once he does a stop, we're gonna flip a bitch.
Yeah, I got it.
So they're like getting pumped to arrest Daniel. I don't know if they're just like...
The whole police station hates
They
him.
pulled him over like at a stop sign.
No, so he was going to his daughter's recital and they bombarded him in the parking lot when he was by himself, thankfully not with the kids. So they got him. It's like every tone of all the police officers working this case, they just hate the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just so ready to... The jurors deliberated for a day and a half. They concluded that Daniel would be found guilty of murder in the first degree, stalking and extreme emotional distress, stalking with credible threat, and criminal impersonation. He will be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Oh, yeah.
The whole time during the conviction and the sentencing, Anthony was there. The guy that he tried to frame.
Wow.
Detective Martinez states that this case has haunted me since it occurred, and the outcome of the case has haunted me for the past 2 years. Christiel's parents have given some grace, stating that it's not really Detective Martinez's fault. They think, inevitably, I think he was going to kill her. When someone sets their mind to do something like that, and that's what the plan was, I don't think that would have stopped the murder from happening. Anthony also, he was interviewed, and he said that the morning that he went to go buy that sweatshirt from Kohl's, he now thinks that it was Christiel sending him a message. Because it was just so random. Like, he didn't really need a sweatshirt. It was just kind of like he just felt the urge to go buy a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
The receipt for that would be his ultimate alibi. And so with that...
He was saved by a sweatshirt? I would wear that sweatshirt all the time. I would call that my lucky sweatshirt.
That is the case of Christiel Krug. I saw a lot of people saying this was like the smartest, most...
Whoever said this was most calculated, smartest thing, he got caught in the first hour he did this. Like, as soon as the cops pulled up and, like, they went to question him, like, after they interviewed everybody, they immediately thought it was him. So how was this the most smartest, most calculated thing ever?
Calculated murder in history. I think... there was just a lot of effort put in, but it wasn't, I think Daniel would get off on being called smart and calculated.
Like, they're just saying, like, it took him 82 days to come up with it, a crazy, weird backstory. Yes, he put a lot of effort into it, being a stalker, but he was still dumb throughout of it. Like, I don't think this was smart at all. If anything, this wasn't smart at all.
I think he's a bozo. I think he sucks at acting. And I think ultimately he deserves everything that's going to come to him in prison.
Like, and you beat your children? I
play it all. Do the Fortnite. Do the Fortnite. Do the Fortnite.